Is this a fucking pop-off? What the fuck? I thought I was a goddamn... Well, the cool intro that I thought was gonna happen didn't fucking happen. Give me 1 second, y'all. Well, that is unfortunate. I don't have a tool to use. I thought I was gonna be cool and badass, and not today, bitch, not today. Good thing I have a bottle opener in my drawer here. Well, I was gonna pop this bad boy open and have me a nice drink. Well, everybody. Welcome back to Blackfire. Happy Friday, everybody. A good Friday it is indeed in the general market as a whole. We have a lot of bullish price action to discuss today. I am your host, Crypto Bro, also known as Brian. Welcome back to another edition of the daily live stream. It's fucking Friday. I'm so excited. It's Friday. I can't be any happier. And I do believe I cut myself. Man, what a shitty start to the stream, right? Holy crap. Give me a second. Well, shit. That's what happens when you're a dumbass. Son of a bitch. Well, I do apologize for the unforeseen events. I actually just split my shit trying to open a goddamn bottle. And it is what it is. We carry on. Today is Friday. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for anyone that's watching the video to be here today, although it did start off pretty shitty. I expected it to be a lot smoother, a lot cooler, but guess what? I'm not perfect. I can be a dumbass sometimes, right? And like I said before, we do have a lot of awesome price action to talk about today. A lot of different surprises happening across the market, and you know, we're just gonna go ahead and hop right into it. If you guys have a hard time seeing any of the indicators here on my chart, please let me know. You know, I'm a visual creature. I like to, you know, play around with the different color settings and, you know, and all that stuff. You know, I found out that I can make my my candlesticks hollow, and I think it looks badass as shit. I can read it very easily. And I think I'm gonna keep the candlesticks this way for some time. Again, I think it's just cool, right? You know, if I see something and I like it, my brain says, "Dude, that's cool as hell." I'm gonna do it, right? We'll go ahead, hop right in here. And again, if you guys do have any issues with the sound, with the quality of the video, anything like that, I'm not even getting any audio output. There we go. See, I'm still learning, you guys. I'm still learning, so, you know. Bear with me, right? Bear with me. But okay, we're just gonna go ahead, hop right into it. I can't believe I cut myself. Okay, looking at Nasdaq, and this is why I love technical analysis, you guys. This is absolutely why I love technical analysis. We got another higher low confirmed right here. You know, bouncing off the exponential of the RSI. Boom, lift off. We haven't printed necessarily a new high just yet, so it is very possible to see some type of bearish divergence play out on price action. But guess what, bitches? Boom! Extension test of the 1.272 target has been met, everybody. It has been met. And with this low call here on price action, basing off this support here, cruising through, printing new all-time highs, I'm going to be looking for a potential push through the 1.272 here. Again, we are on a significant higher low formation here. Again, you know, from an RSI perspective and from a price action perspective. So, you know, the momentum is definitely still to the upside, in my opinion. Wouldn't be out of the question to see a little bit of a pullback. But, you know, from my perspective, this is close enough to be considered an actual test and confirmation of test of the 1.272 Fibonacci extension here. The target has been met, everybody. The target has been met. God, I love technical analysis, and this is one of the reasons why, because it's not perfect, right? And you know, I hear a lot of people say, you know, it doesn't always work, but guess what? It does work. It does work. It can and will work. You know, if you have the right strategies, right? If you have the, if you're paying attention to the trend and you're following the trend, this kind of technique here can and will work for you over time. Again, assuming that you have mitigated your risk, you have good risk management, and you're taking profit, right? So long as you follow those simple guidelines, pick a strategy that works for you, man, this shit can and will work. And again, I'm absolutely confident with the strategies that I'm using. I'm seeing consistent profits over time. I'm recording all of my profits over time. And look at this. Boom. Target has been met. I've been looking at that one spot 272 for a while now. Ever since this all-time high, this all-time high right here. Once we broke this region here, that was my next target goal, was the one spot 272. And again, anytime I look at a target to the upside, unless I'm proven otherwise, I will stick with that basis, right? I will stick with that target until proven otherwise. Typically when you stick with it, with your analysis, with your plan, you formulate your plan and you stick with it. A lot of the times that plan's going to follow through, right? And case in point, picture perfect with Nasdaq here hitting that one spot 272. So what is in store for future price action? Again, a little bit of a pullback would not be out of the question for this price action. I would actually expect maybe a little back test of this breakout point to confirm as new tentative support. Maybe a little boring Monday here. It doesn't have to be boring, but it's kind of what I'm looking for here is potentially a little bit of a boring Monday. Maybe confirm this region as new test of support here before lifting onwards and upwards. If we do see a candle closure above the one spot 272 Fibonacci target here, I will look for this to backtest as tentative support before looking for the one spot 414 all the way up to $15,800. Again, give or take a few bucks, and the way price action is moving, that could be a more direct target being met rather than it taking time like the extension of the one spot 272. So things are looking extremely bullish. Let's go ahead and take a look at stochastics here, diminishing any bearish divergence plays off of this formation here. That does not say that it couldn't potentially print bearish divergence from this prior high here. That still is a possibility. However, we are printing new highs in the structure overall, maintaining control in the bullish critical zone. The bulls have absolute control of this market right now, in my opinion, and until proven otherwise, that is my thesis. As long as price action remains above the 21 exponential, I have no reason to look for any kind of significant reversals to the downside. Again, I could be proven wrong on that aspect, but man, price action, I'm gonna drink to that. Having me an Angry Orchard today. I always like to have me a nice little beverage on Fridays after work. I wanted to bust it open. I wanted it to go right, and I forgot Angry Orchards were pop-off tops, right? They're not twist-off. I kind of hurt myself trying to pop it off with a pair of scissors, but whatever. That's how I'm looking at Nasdaq. We'll talk for conditions about the downside here. If we take out this low here, things will get a little concerning. I will look for a back test of the 21 exponential here for price action. But unless we break that 21, I'm not going to be looking for more. If we do see an opening closure below the 21 exponential, level by level. You guys know how I am. I always look at level by level. Unless we get some kind of swan dive, swan crash to the downside, some kind of unprecedented black swan event, I will be playing this price action level by level. In the first level, I'll look for upon a break of the 21 exponential to the downside is 14,900, followed by this level here. If the above level breaks at 14,588, right? So, play it level by level. I know the levels up here are real tight, real convoluted, but we can go ahead and say that it's safe to assume. Well, no, this is actually pretty valid still. All of these levels are valid. Again, a back test to confirm this region as support is still valid. This is a horizontal support basing off the low, confirming as support here. This is the prior breakout zone before seeing new all-time highs here. This is the new current all-time high breakout point here, and this is the one spot 272 Fibonacci currently acting as a slight resistance. I do believe we have enough power to potentially even, just push on through and see extension past the one spot 272. That is also a possibility, but again, seeing a little bit of a back pull, a little bit of a back test to confirm new support would not be out of the question in my opinion. That is, from my own opinion, that is the bias. That is kind of what I'm looking for coming into Monday's price action here, is a little bit of a back test to confirm as new tentative support here. Again, seeing new all-time highs, I always have to put it on the backboard, to look for, some pullbacks, some take profits. Again, especially when looking at Fibonacci extensions here, these are major areas of interest, which means there are likely bots and algorithms set up to either take new positions upon breaking or take profit upon price action reaching this level. And again, anybody who is smart enough knows that you don't always expect a perfect, exact, picture-perfect touch of a specific zone. So, pulling back a little bit, maybe taking your little measurement tool from the Fibonacci and saying, hey, I'm not willing to take profit until, 0.5% below or 1/4% below, people could easily be taking profits off of that, and that's the result that we're seeing. A little bit of sell-off from that region would not be out of the question, and seeing a little bit more of a pullback to potentially test new support would not be out of the question either. Again, momentum oscillators here looking real good, nothing too concerning. I would be confident even more so if we see a break into the bullish control zone here from an RSI perspective. However, the trend line still remains valid here. We got this nice little forking trend line off the long-term structure here that I have identified on the chart, and we're holding it, right? We're holding structure, and I have no reason whatsoever to be looking for any significant downside momentum here. Again, I could be proven otherwise, but until proven otherwise, that is my disposition on Nasdaq. SPY futures, same shit. I don't think we got that close to the extension, or maybe we surpassed it. We'll go ahead and zoom in and take a look here. Actually, damn it. Do I say close enough is close enough? Do I say close enough is close enough? No, I think this one has a little bit more to go, but looking eerily similar here on the structure as Nasdaq here, basing a new support, a new low, a new higher low along this support region here before boom, printing a new all-time high. A little bit of a back test to confirm this region as new tentative support, which is the breakout point right here. I need to move it a little bit lower, somewhere around 44.93 spot 50 could be a possibility for price action. But again, the way price action is set right now, it is also possible to see potential continuation to just shoot straight up to the 1 spot 272. I'm going to go ahead and mark that off. Again, I don't think price action is close enough to consider that an actual confirmation target being met. Again, around 45.30 is the projected price target for the 1 spot 272. $25. You could argue that it's close enough. We could see this as potential target extension met. But for me to be a little more convinced, I want to see price action at least get to like 45.20 before I'm confident that this price action has met that actual target. Nonetheless, we're seeing new all-time highs here. We're still seeing price action close above the 21 exponential. Let's talk about conditions. This low here, it will get a little concerning. If we see any kind of daily candle closure below 44.70 here, I will look for a pullback all the way to the yellow 21 exponential, which is lined up with the 4440 spot 50 target right now. Any closure below the 21 exponential, I'll play it level by level, looking at this one first. 44.17 spot 25. Any secondary closure below the 21, I will extend my target vastly all the way down to 43.75. Even first. Again, I don't want to get into major reversals or anything like that. Again, I want to see evidence of that being printed on the price action chart before I come to those before I come to those dispositions, right? And again, barring any kind of black swan event, forcing price action, just swiftly to the downside, I'm going to play every price action movement level by level and mitigate my risk off the 21 exponential. And that applies to every single asset that I trade. Same disposition. RSI looking real nice here, bouncing off the exponential, printing another higher low and continuing onwards and upwards. Again, still have the potential to see more bearish divergence print out on the RSI chart. However, we do not have any confirmation of that just yet. So unless we see again some kind of downside momentum here, I will not be looking for bearish divergence on RSI. Although it is a possibility we could start seeing that print out. The structure tells me continuation is the most likely outcome as a result here. Again, this one shooting straight through. Again, possibility of a pullback, test new tentative support before continuing on, and is one of the possibilities. But the way this is postured, continuation straight to that 1 spot 272 is also another possibility. A pullback to test, the 21 is a possibility, but that would be indicative of a change of behavior unless we start consolidating here. If we start consolidating on price action, this will be an inconsequential low, in my opinion, and taking it out will not matter because, we could in theory start consolidating here. This could be the top side of the range, this could be the bottom side of the range, and this low could be inconsequential if we see price action force itself back to the support. So, if it does start consolidating, which is, one of the possibilities for price action, that low will become inconsequential. It's not inconsequential to me now. So continuation is my disposition for this. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'll never tell you what to do with your trades and or investments, but that's my speculative opinion on the market right now as a whole. As I take me another swig. So, Stochastics, what is it telling us? Again, same thing. Potentially could formulate some bearish divergence with any kind of top call, any kind of momentum forcing price action to the downside. However, it's straight up, it's erected, it's girthy, it's juicy, it's beautiful, straight to the upside in the bullish critical zone here. I have no reason to think, price action is going to start declining swiftly. Again, barring any kind of, unprecedented event, I'm not looking for price action to, just swan dive to the downside. Dow Jones, bouncing off the 21 still remains valid. It's potentially looking for a new all-time high here. I saw a lot of pressure on this candlestick closure right on the 21 yesterday, and I said it is possible that we see this region break, and I gave you guys the conditions upon seeing that break. The conditions for that break of the 21 exponential are the same as yesterday. Any kind of candle closure below the 21, I will look for an open and closure or a back test of this new tentative resistance to confirm before looking for extension all the way down to this region here at 34,700, right? But with the candle that we saw today, we got a nice bounce. We got a nice reaction off that 21 exponential, definitely confirming it as support here. Not seeing any loss of momentum from the bullish perspective. And look at the RSI. If I can open it, similar action. We didn't get a low call. But any continuation above the 26th of August wick high here, 35,504. Any closure above there, I'm going to be looking for a low arrow to be confirmed here on the caretaker's RSI, and a new high also being confirmed on the RSI as well. We are seeing RSI matching perfectly with yesterday's bearish divergence top here, and that bearish divergence played through, and we saw a nice reaction off this diagonal trend line. You could also say that this was a potential reaction off the neutral zone, the 50 read here, to force momentum back to the upside. So, Stochastics even more telling here with a breach of the bullish control zone, once again bouncing off that middle neutral zone. I love this kind of read here that tells me, hey, the bulls are not, they're not ready to give up momentum here. They're ready to continue price action to the upside here, forcing it up. So I am going to be looking for continuation coming into next week all the way to the new all-time high, and if we do breach that region and confirm new all-time highs, obviously I will look for a back test to confirm it as new tentative support before looking for the one spot 272 all the way up at 36,200. Maybe 36,220, give or take a few bucks. That's the general target. It's 36,200. So, more or less the same kind of disposition as yesterday on Dow Jones, and that's where I will leave that. We'll go ahead and check out the Dixie, the U.S. dollar index. Let's see what it's telling us. Ooh, warning shot fired number 1. Let's go ahead and find some warning shots, right? We got warning shot fired here. Boom. Break. Exponential has been forced to a negative slope. This is the 21 exponential. We have seen our first warning shot with a candle closure below the 21 exponential here, right? We initially thought that it was going to hold as support, except, just kidding, rejection to the downside. And what did we get? Bearish divergence. This is a lower high. Confirmed. Oh, shit. Higher high. Lower high. Lower low. We're looking for that lower low. You guys remember I was talking to you about those conditions yesterday, that it is potential that we start seeing the beginning etchings of a potential downtrend in this formation here, especially after this nasty bearish divergence played out to the downside. And I do believe that is going to continue for a potential target of the prior low here at 92.51, right? We got this nasty candle closure below the 21 exponential. Even if we pop back up above this support level here, confirm this as support, and see a rejection of that 21 exponential, my target to the downside will remain absolutely the same. 92.51 will be my next tentative target here. And look at the structure. Look at the structure here. The diagonal trend line here on RSI has broken to the downside, right? The structure is potentially no longer valid unless we see some kind of sharp reaction off that 50 neutral read here. I am going to be looking for continuation to the downside. And look at this. RSI popped up, hit the bottom side of the bullish control zone, rejected, forced itself through the exponential, and now the exponential has been forced into a negative slope and is now acting as tentative resistance. So we got a lot of juicy information there on the on the RSI here. Stochastics breaking that 50 read and continuing down to the top side of the bearish control zone. Not good at all. Not good at all whatsoever. So if the bulls want to see this potentially continue an uptrend, this is now the time to force price action back up. If we see a higher low print off of this candlestick here, it is potential that we still see uptrend continuation here. However, we have one high followed by another lower high. We have the beginning etchings of a downtrend potentially in formation. What does that mean for price action? If we take out this low here, even a first closure below, right? I don't need to see a back test to confirm as resistance. A daily candle closure below 92.51, I will be fully convinced that we have a change of behavior and a downtrend confirmed on price action. At which point I will look for a back test to confirm as resistance, but my overall target for this price action will fall all the way down to this region here at 92.1. And those are the conditions for the downside. Now, if we confirm a low here, and I do believe we would need to see some significant increase at a bare minimum, a candle closure above 93.030 would convince me of a potential low formation here on RSI. Candle closure, to confirm a low above there, then the uptrend will still remain valid in my opinion, right? We'll have a higher low in conjunction with this low here and this low here and this low here, right? So we still have uptrend continuation, but if we put a nice little trend line formation here, see what we got. Let's see if we can make a pattern out of this. Maybe? Yeah, I mean, it's valid. If you're a pattern trader, which preferably I am not a pattern trader, but we could see this rising what you would call it parallel channel, right? A rising parallel channel. Depends on where all you put it. That looks good enough. We saw price action break here, right, and then back test this diagonal resistance, confirmed it as new resistance, failed to close above it, and then boom, melt to the downside. So we do have a confirmation of a pattern structure breaking to the downside. Now, what's next for price action has already been laid out. It is a little concerning for the U.S. dollar index, but guess what, bitches? I love seeing the US dollar index come to the downside. Why? Because that is indicative of potentially seeing the rest of the market go up, 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 and up. Now, we do have to remember, we have new highs on the structure. We have new highs on the structure. We could see this whole structure fail. We could see price action come all the way down here, right? Right along here. And then continue the bullish uptrend further up, right? That is a possibility, right? That is definitely a possibility. So while we have like medium-term uptrend structure potentially coming to an end here, not confirmed, right? None of this is confirmed. I'm just putting a couple of theories into your guys' minds here. While the structure hasn't failed, this is a possibility. If we can, confirm a new low below this support region here at 92.52, seeing price action continue to the downside, it would not be out of the question here before seeing reversal all the way back up to new highs, right? We did confirm a new high, which is a change of behavior from a structural standpoint on price action, right? We got our low, we got our high, we got our higher low structure, and then we got a new high above the prior high that we have been talking about for quite some time. So yes, we do have, potentially a bullish reversal in formation, but that's not indicative of not seeing a potential breakdown, a colossal breakdown to the downside first before we see resolution to the upside. So just a theory. It doesn't have to play out that way. I could be absolutely fucking wrong, but with trading, I'm always thinking about different theories and whatnot. So as far as this price action is concerned, I do believe the momentum is to the downside. The RSI, in my opinion, being the main catalyst call here. breaking that diagonal structure here, seeing that first little boop poke right through it, breaking below the 50 read with any further downside continuation is going to be that telltale sign that downside continuation even lower to a downtrend is going to be the most likely outcome as a result. So that's kind of how I'm looking at Dixie here today. Very exciting price action. I like to see Dixie fail, just because, you know, it's beneficial in my opinion for the stock market and the cryptocurrency market. So that's kind of how I'm looking at that. Let's go ahead and check out Mr. Bitcoin before I get into my my other assets here. And what do we see? Boom. I'm saying this for no apparent reason, but it's a teaching moment. Again, I like this channel because I give my perceived knowledge to everybody to use as juicy information, right? Potentially, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. However, I do want to, ensure that there are some educational purposes provided from the Blackfire crew here, right? The 21 exponential. Again, I did say it was scary. I did say it may be time for me to make potential decisions here again, but I underlined the fact that I will not make a decision until one of the two conditions are met. First condition, my 2% stop loss is hit, right? That's the first condition. That's a force exit. I have no choice if my stop loss is hit to pull out of the position, or I see a open and closure below that 21 exponential. Until one of those two conditions is met, I am psychologically strong. I stay in my position. I do not let the market sway my choices, right? I stay on the path. I stick with the plan. The plan has not failed. And I have planned for both the upside and the downside. Remember what I was telling you guys the other day. If price action comes all the way up, I have a plan. If price action comes all the way down, I have a plan, right? If you fail to plan, your plan is to fail. Expect nothing, prepare for everything. Very, 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 very important to remember that if you were a trader. So now what I'm looking at, got this bullish engulfing candlestick. Very shocked that it didn't confirm as a low. But I saw this candlestick here wick all the way up to about 49,370. And when price action was at 49,370, I saw that, that little arrow here on the bottom, right? Oh shit! I always forget to do that. I always forget to go back to my crosshairs. But what I saw on RSI, right? What I saw on RSI was a bullish divergence arrow. It highlighted, and then we saw a little bit of that, a little bit of pullback, right? A little bit of pullback. So we know we have potential bullish divergence formulating here. What is bullish divergence? Price action prints a higher low, while RSI prints a lower low. Here's our last RSI low, and we can see directly across. Let's go ahead and just mark it off here. Directly across is a RSI lower low that broke this structure here. Boom, boom. With the violent price action that we saw off the 21 exponential, I am looking for continuation all the way to this resistance level here at 49,780 spot 5. A precise movement up to that region. Any candle closure above the wick high of today's candle so far will initiate that bullish divergence drive, and I will look for continuation all the way through this resistance, looking for a potential test of 52,830. To the upside, that is definitely a possibility. To the downside, if we reject, come back down, break through the support, I'll look for another test of the 21, at which point I will have to call consolidation, right? We already see, two similar candles here. Seeing a third candle dump all the way down to the 21 here, that's a big range. That's a big range to play, right? That's a big range to play, and it will be indicative of consolidation here. And I will have no choice but to tell you guys, hey, I'm looking at this as consolidation until proven otherwise. I'll have to adjust my horizontals, identify the range, and then wait for the range to break to either to the upside or to the downside. But I'm not gonna confirm a range right now, because I think off of this reaction, again, the 21 being the main catalyst for my position here, bouncing off of this 21 so aggressively, basically engulfing yesterday's red candle here, bullish engulfing candlestick, definitely indicative of price action continuation to the upside. So I'm going to be looking for this first resistance here, again, at 49,730, 49.8. Anywhere in that region here is kind of where I'm going to be looking for price action to go. And if we close, again, above today's current wick high, bullish divergence will be identified on the RSI. Again, bullish divergence being a higher low printing on price action, while RSI prints a lower low. That just tells me that the bears don't have as much juice as we thought they did, right? That's what bullish divergence is. You see a big bearish pressure in momentum to the downside, and then the bulls just say, just kidding, fuck you, go to the upside, ha ha ha, right? That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Again, until price action breaks that 21 exponential or hits my stop loss with a sharp wick below the 21 exponential, I am in my position and I am staying long no matter what, sticking with my plan. Now, upon an open and closure below the 21 exponential, I will look for more of a pullback to this first support level here at 44,580, and likely lower, especially if we're confirming multiple candle closures below the 21 exponential. I do believe that that would be, a nice reversal signal with a potential target all the way to the, spot 236 Fibonacci retracement zone here at 37,700 bucks. But that's well and far away. I don't want to do any hindsight trading. I play it level by level and stick to my strategy. So, that's kind of how I'm looking at Bitcoin, guys. I don't have any more to report other than that. The pressure has been relieved. I saw this nice reaction off the 21, and I'm like, whew, all right, my position lives another day. Now, I'm saying that from a greed standpoint. Again, I'm already deep in the profit, and I mean deep in the profit. So I'm very excited with the position as it stands. So was I really nervous when it was, potentially going to come to an end? No. I stayed cool, calm, and collective. I stayed focused. I stayed disciplined, and I stayed psychologically sound at the price action chart that I was, staring at. And I said, all right, even if it does break the 21, hits my 2% stop loss, I'm still getting a major gain. I'm still getting a major profit, and I now have the opportunity to look for a short opportunity, right? So, as it stands above the 21, not looking for short selling, looking for continuation, yada, 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 holding a support, potentially printing a higher low. If we get that higher low confirmation, I think anywhere in this blue box here is going to be free game for price action. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave that one. Let's go ahead and move on to AMC here. What is AMC telling us here? Nice support. I don't like the reversal style, but I like this reversal style. Why? Because it confirmed a support, right? This is a spinning bottom. I like seeing spinning bottoms at the bottom because they are indicative of price action continuation to the upside in most cases, right? In most cases. So we have this nice base of support. Any closure above this wick high on today's candle closure above 41.64, I'm going to be looking for a low call on the RSI. And look at the RSI here. RSI is boom. Already looking at the bounce off the positive. Am I connected? Jesus Christ. I apologize, everybody. I don't know what the fuck my internet just did, but it just disconnected me. I do apologize for that. I don't know how this stream is going to play out. I'm a little pissed off about that now. Actually, let's bring up YouTube. I'm gonna have to pause the music for a second. I want to be absolutely sure that I am still live on YouTube here. So we're gonna go home real quick. Okay, I am still live. Good. That just did, but it just disconnected me. I do apologize for that. I don't know how this stream is gonna play out. We're good. All right. Gonna bring the music back on. I do apologize for that. I don't know what the hell happened. I just got messages saying, all of my platforms were disconnected. So sorry about that, guys. So sorry about that. We're gonna go ahead and bring that music back on. Of course, I'm an Adventure Time fan. I mean, it's tattooed all up my arm here. If you guys didn't know that, that's my sleeve. Adventure Time characters all the way up this bad boy. So of course I have Adventure Time in the background. But we're gonna get back to the analysis at hand here. Back to it. Apparently, after this abrupt, unexpected disconnection. Thanks, you internet bastards. Okay, so we're talking about RSI here. RSI again, printing that little top here, bouncing down, looking at a potential confirmation of support on that positively sloped exponential. I do like that signal here. Stochastics with a fresh cross back. Look at that. Back test confirming the bottom side of the bullish control zone as tentative support. Boom! Cross back up. I will be very excited to see the price action to come on Monday here. If we do confirm this region as a low with any candle closure above 41.64, I will look for continuation to the first resistance level here at 44.78 and likely higher to take out the the current high, print new highs at 48.16 before I look for potential continuation further up. If this proves to be a spinning bottom that reverses down, that's a little bit of a different topic. I'll look for a break of this support level here and a test of the 21 exponential to potentially play out as our higher low structure, right? Again, we are in higher low alerts. We are looking for higher lows. We do have a support region here, an unconfirmed, untested support here at 37.25. So, if this doesn't decide to hit this region as a stop and reverse to the upside, I'll look for price action to potentially test a little bit below the 21 exponential at 37.25 here, and potentially base their higher low here. But do I think that's likely? Momentum's giving me a different story here, right? We're seeing a little bit of a rising uptrend here, new high, and higher low, potentially another higher low, and price action printing this high, higher low, higher high. So we do have an uptrend. The uptrend is confirmed. I am looking at this as an uptrend, and until proven otherwise, I'm going to potentially look for this to play out as a higher low structure right here for continuation to this first resistance again at 44.90. That's how I'm looking at AMC here today, you guys. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful price action. And let me tell you, I couldn't be more ecstatic of this. If we take our little measuring tool here, I think I did it. I don't know what I just did. Okay, so for MMAT, instead of just drawing out, I had my 2% stop loss below the 21 exponential here, and I'm telling you, it got stupid close to pulling me out of my position, but it didn't. And then today, melt up 19.36%, shot through the resistance here. This isn't that much of a bear wick. We have a bigger body here than a wick, so I'm looking at this as a vast bullish momentum here. Looking at stochastics, I do believe we are back above the 50 read. Yes, we are printing new highs on stochastics. Momentum is girthy to the upside here. I like that signal here. RSI, we got to zoom in. Just right at the 50 read right now, right at the 50 read here. And confusion with this bearish divergence era. I'm gonna have to do some research on this stochastics indicator, maybe get rid of a couple of arrows here, because if it's not fucking bearish divergence, I don't need it to be calling bearish divergence on my chart. So this is a higher high and this is a higher high. Why do we have a bearish divergence arrow pointing this out as bearish divergence? I don't understand it. We took out this last high here, and we saw RSI also take out its prior RSI high here as well. So I'm not sure where this bearish divergence arrow is coming from. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the bearish divergence on the RSI right now, so I am working through that a little bit. It is making my bearish divergence calls a little bit difficult, especially when I know how to identify them without the arrows, right? I know how to identify a divergence to the bearish side and to the bullish side. So I'm confused as to why RSI is calling out bearish divergence here when this is clearly not bearish divergence. But nonetheless, we got a higher low, and then boom on MMAT, right? Cruising through this resistance. I will be looking for similar price action as AMC here. I will be looking for price action to go back test, confirm this region as new tentative support, and potentially print a higher low along this structure here. We're going to go ahead and put another level in here. This is a new low, so this region is extremely valid. But as long as price action remains above the 21 exponential, I will mitigate my risk off the 21 exponential, and I will look for continuation to the upside. I will be more confident if price action just shoots on straight up through this resistance here at 428, which, by the way, target met. I have been talking about this region here as a potential target for MMAT for quite some time, and that target was met with a nice wick way above that region. And I will be looking for potential continuation back up to that level as well, especially, if we can continue above this region here with a fresh cross of the 50 read, I'll have no choice but to look for a vast target increase to 4.91. we're gonna have to start looking at definitely looking at different levels here. Nice one here. Go ahead and highlight and hit. Boom. Boom. And boom. All potential levels. All potential levels to the upside for MMAT, but I'm looking at this as, you know, potential reversal to the long term here. You know, nice base of support, nice higher low structure here again from a macro standpoint. You know, nice higher low right here, and you know, uptrend. This is definitely an uptrend. We got our higher high followed by a low, followed by a higher high, followed by a higher low. Are we going to see a higher high again? Somewhere above, like, you know, Jesus Toast price action here? Very possible, but long time before any of that happens, unless this kind of, you know, just bumps up like 30% every day. Not looking at that. Again, level by level, you guys. Level by level, managing my risk off the 21 exponential is how I play the game here. And, you know, so far, that game is working in my benefit. I have no reason not to trade this strategy. It is absolutely delicious the way I'm trading it right now. All of my positions thus far still remaining profitable. Still remaining profitable here. And, yeah, that's where I'm going to leave MMAT. The Hall of Fame! Again, I have 3 shares. I think my first take profit level, I do believe is 375. Damn it, allergies, fuck. Yeah, first take profit level for the Hall of Fame here is about 375, and my take 1 share, like 35 cents profit. Nothing too crazy. Again, I ran out of buying power, right? A lot of my money is in AMC, MMAT, and a lot of it is in SNDL. SNDL being like a longer-term hold type of deal, just like the Hall of Fame. Not really trading it, but if it decides to break the 21 to the upside, I will be trading it through the 21 and taking profits. But as far as this one's concerned, you know, we found a nice base of support here. Boom, came a carousing on back up. We potentially could be looking at consolidation here unless we see continuation towards this resistance at 338. If we do get that continuation towards that target here, I will look for a low call on the RSI, and more importantly, we have a fresh signal on the RSI confirming the neutral zone as support. Boom. Launching up. No bearish divergence yet, right? We're not on new highs yet, so you know this is very, very confident inducing as far as potential continuation is concerned. Finding this region to hold and react as support, very confident and looking for continuation. Stochastics breaching that 50 read. Yep, breaching that 50 read as well as the exponential, looking for a breach of the bullish control zone. We're right at the edge of it. We are right at the edge of it. So I'm going to mark that region off. 65, thank you. Oh, look, it is a little bit above. It's a nice little fresh break. Doesn't mean anything if we reject it, right? A little bit of a fresh break is nothing unless I see some kind of like continuation, right? I need to see more confidence, more evidence of price action doing its thing to the upside. But again, as far as you know, the Hall of Fame is concerned, you know, we found nice reaction off this support. I'm looking for continuation to the $3.38 region unless we see a break of this support, at which point I will look for a pullback to the yellow 21 exponential first and foremost, where I will get a little bit nervous on my 3-share position. With my risk again being mitigated 2% below the 21 exponential, I will look for open and closure below that before looking for a pullback to the first level to the downside at 284 and likely further, right? Likely a little bit further. Again, if that condition is met. Allergies are really fucking with me today. So that's kind of how I'm looking at the Hall of Fame. Continuation is my bias. You know, yeah. Let's go ahead and check out SNDL. Still below the 21, printing lower highs. You know, I'm going to be looking for, you know, potential pullback target of this region here, unless we can confirm some kind of higher low here before continuing to new highs. We did get no newer high, right? We didn't get a higher high. Our last high was boom right here. So you know, definitely indicative of bearish trend continuation to the downside. We've remained below the 21 exponential for quite some time. I just bought this as low as possible, and you know, this stock overall. hasn't been the most delicious, and it's also not that old, only coming out in 2019, but has enough price action for me to be confident in the decisions that I make. We are seeing stochastics very sharply inclining here, looking for potential new highs that would be indicative of potential continuation again, so long as we see a break above the 21 exponential with a secondary candle closure to confirm. We do have a high call here with a bounce of support on the exponential for RSI. But again, still indicative of nothing yet. Again, we're still in the neutral zone for the bearish side here. We do have a positively sloped exponential, so there are a couple of signals lining up for potentially a bullish sign here. But again, no warning shots have been fired. We're still below the 21 exponential, and as long as we're below the 21 exponential, I'm going to be looking for downside continuation. So, if we do break above the 21 exponential, I'm going to be looking for this region here, the first high, to be a test potentially for price action at 82 cents, 82.5 cents is going to be my first target to the upside upon confirmation closures above the 21 exponential. But as long as we remain below it, I'm still going to be looking for the downside target of 69 cents here. 69. I said 69. So that's it. That's how I'm looking at SNDL. Nothing too exciting. Nothing too confirming in my opinion yet. Technically this is a lower low based off of this low here, so downtrend it is not looking good. Not looking good for SNDL. So we'll go ahead and move on. I think it's time for requests. BBIG. Oh my God, this one just went batshit today. Let's take a look at it. Vinco Ventures Incorporated. 80% Jesus. I should have just threw 10 grand in here. I made $8,000. Holy shit. SNDL here, looking very bullish, except we are meeting this region of resistance here at the prior highs. I do think it's crunch time here. We got our first breach into the bullish control zone from an RSI perspective for the first time since this region here. It's the 4th of June, 2021. We have not seen entry into the bullish control zone since that point, and we are at the very beginning of the bullish control zone. Nice bounce off the exponential, absolutely crushing read through the exponential, through the bottom side of the bullish control zone. RSI continuing above the 50 read. I would say we have enough of a signal, right? We have enough of a signal. I am going to be looking for continuation, but continuation to where? That is the question. This is going to be the first level that I'm going to look for, which I do believe, acted as perfect resistance. Holy shit. It doesn't get any more picture perfect than that, you guys. I'm telling you what right now. The open of this first candle here is the top side of the resistance. We've seen 1 rejection of it, 2 rejections of it, 3 rejections of it. So we have historical relevance upon this region here. We're going to bring out the Fibonacci extensions. Again, and take this with a grain of salt, because why? This stock is not that fucking old, guys. It doesn't have history. I cannot be confident, like extremely confident on on price action for this. I can still analyze it, right? Top of the structure, bottom of the structure. Zooming in here. I don't know. Let me do that again. I want to make sure, right? I want to be as accurate as possible with this here. And again, it's real hard to be accurate. I mean, all right, let's try that. I'd say if we break through this resistance level here, which technically we're kind of like, we're past the honey hole, right? We're past the honey hole. Seeing a pullback from this region, to test the 618 or the spot 5 here would not be out of question. Let's see what that lines up with. Yeah, we've got a lot of touch points on the 618 and a lot of touch points on, we're going to go ahead and mark those off because those are relevant at this current moment in time. Very relevant. Not perfectly lined up, as usually the extension targets are never perfectly lined up, but we have relevant levels to discuss here. 80%. Didn't get sold into as heavily as I thought it would. Continuation is my expectation, is my gain here, but seeing a pullback to the 618 here at $4.53, or maybe even all the way back down to $4.06 is a very big possibility for this price action. I do consider this one a penny stock. So, you know, violent reactions to the upside on penny stocks usually result in the same kind of reaction to the downside. Now, I could be wrong. I do have to raise attention to the potential to see extension. If we print a new all-time high, here, you know, extension of the one spot 272 here is going to be my next disposition for this. Somewhere around $7 would be what I'm going to be looking for price action. And I don't want to get too far ahead of the game here with any further extensions, but that's the one I would be looking at upon the confirmation of a new all-time high, especially if we confirm that new all-time high and we confirm it as tentative support. I would be very, 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 very confident of extension of the one spot 272. However, seeing a little bit of sell-off action at this major critical point of resistance, again, 1 stop, 2 stop, 3 stops, and then this candle here, you know, basically opened and then used this region here as resistance as well. So you could argue that there are 4 touches, very historically relevant within this price action on the daily, could hold true with continuation to the downside, and it also could hold true with continuation of the major consolidation that we have been seeing for literally the entire existence of this stock's history. So, you know, those are the possibilities for this one. This one does look exciting. It does look juicy. It does look like it wants to, you know, continue onwards and upwards, but it doesn't have to, right? We got to expect nothing and prepare for everything with stocks like this, because number one, it doesn't have that much history. It's less than a year old. Number two, it is classified as a penny stock. Well, maybe right now it's not classified as a penny stock because it's above $5. Penny stocks are classified as stocks that are $5 or less. This one technically above $5. I still think it's a penny stock. We see penny stocks explode, right? Go supernova, as some people like to call it, all the way up to like, you know, 11, 12, 15, 20, $50 before just dying completely and coming back down. So, you know, this could easily be manipulation, boiler room manipulation, yada, 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 yada. Good news, something like that. You always have to prepare yourself for the worst as far as penny stocks are concerned. So those are my possibilities on BBIG. Very exciting price action, to say the least. 80% in a day. Absolutely fucking savage, but, you know, prepare for everything. You gotta prepare for everything. So that's kind of how I'm looking at BBIG. To be quite honest with you, I wouldn't be comfortable using the 21 on this, right? I wouldn't. We are so far. Unless you took a vast majority of your profit off the table, I would not be leaving my whole position here. 80% up, it's still in the money. I would not leave that money on the table. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but be aware. Penny stocks are notorious for being absolutely dog shit. And, you know, people who make the decision to stay in a juicy position without taking profits, and you know, really mitigating your risk is, you know, leaving 80% in profit on the table and then price action falling 2% below the 21, and you lose 82%. You lost all your profit plus the 2% that your risk was mitigated off of. This price action is so far extended above the 21 exponential, I would take profits. I'd be taking profits on this bad boy right now. Maybe leave a little bit left inside just to see how it plays. Because again, we're above the 21 exponential, and the 21 exponential is gaining absolute strength right now. Very, very, very strong to the upside, as well as the momentum oscillators. But again, this is the penny stock that doesn't have a lot of history. It hasn't been alive, and it hasn't been, you know, nurtured in the stock market for that long a period of time. So there is a little bit of skepticism as far as this one's concerned, with it just a big boom, 80% move to the upside. You know, it's, again, very, very possible to see all that 80% disappear on Monday's open, with a sharp decline back to the downside. If we do get that, you know, that condition met to the downside, it will just remain, the disposition is long-term consolidation between the top side of the range and the bottom side of the range. So that's kind of how I'm looking at BBIG. Very exciting price action movements here today, but, you know, I already did MMAT. Let's do AHT. Ashford Hospitality Trust. Still below the 21. Still looking for downside continuation. Although we do see some evidence, right? We see Stochastics above, breaking that 50 read. I don't have enough signals, you know, firing at the same time here. Again, RSI, you know, bounce off the positively sloped exponential, but still in the bearish neutral zone. No real significant reads. No closures above the 21 exponential. Potential to print a lower high once again is valid. And unless I see price action break the 21 and break this resistance here, that will be my disposition. A downtrend is a downtrend until the end of the trend, and until this one is proven otherwise. I'm going to still look for targets to fall all the way back down to this region here. We do have a higher low, so the potential for an uptrend is there, but will we get a higher high, right? We don't need one or the other. We need fucking both. We need a higher high and a higher low to confirm an uptrend. And preferably, I want to see a higher high above the 21, above the resistance, a significant increase in RSI momentum, and stochastics to hold above that 50 read. I need all three of those signals to fire off for me to be confident of price action continuation here. We see rejection of the 21 exponential on this higher low, so seeing a pullback to this current low at 1430 wouldn't be out of the question. But the way, momentum oscillators are lined up on this one right now, it is indicative of continuation. But again, seeing that 21 continue to put pressure on that price action, continue to reject price action, and opening up the possibility for a lower high, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced of bullish continuation until proven otherwise. Now, an open and closure above the 21 exponential, I'll be looking for a significant increase to this region here at 17.38, and then I'm gonna have to start playing with levels again. Again, if we confirm that that trading strategy above the 21, we will start talking about considerable levels to the upside. We'll go ahead and identify a few of them just for hindsight, for possibilities of the future. But again, structure. Here's your last macro low. We took out that macro low, so all-time highs. This one's this chart is such a fucking dog shit chart, bro. I hate this chart so much, man. I hate this chart so much. I mean, once upon a time, it was fucking awesome to trade, and then just kidding, fuck you. This one's meh, right? This to me, meh. And I wish I had a soundboard because I'd be pressing some buttons on there. I don't know what you want from me, man. I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, I don't think this one's gearing up just yet. I don't have enough evidence for for me to say, yeah, I'm confident for this gear up to new highs here, because I don't have the evidence yet. I actually have evidence for more downside continuation until proven otherwise. That's my disposition on AHT here. Fubo, interesting. I wonder what that price action is doing here. Ooh, did we get our confirmation back test? We got our confirmation back test. So now this one's a little confusing here. We're back within the daily range, right? We had this fucking bull trap. Boom. Just kidding. Back into the range, holding the bottom side of support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. This this support level is weak. And I mean, it is 9 touches weak. Weak as fuck. Weaker than a wet paper bag. Boy. We got a secondary candle closure below the 21. We don't have a low call, although we do have a cross up, I do believe, of the exponential. I'm going to be looking for that to reject, to be quite honest with you. We're below the 21 exponential. We're back within the daily range here. Nice little reaction here. We could see a lower or a higher low here, but again, that 21 being the catalyst here, I want to see open and closures, and I want to see price action actually fucking do something exciting before I look for potential price targets to the upside. This price action here is neutral as fuck. Could potentially turn bearish. We do see that diagonal trend line here on stochastics is still valid here, but again, no reaction with price action as a result. Very neutral. We've been neutral for quite some time. Since this blow off top here, we've just been neutral. Neutral consolidation. A little bit of a bull trap, fake out, whatever you want to call it. We're back to neutral here. So, it could go either way, in my opinion. It could come to the upside or it could come to the downside. If we remain below the 21 exponential, which is confirmed as of today, I am going to be looking for price action to come all the way back down and touch 24.93 for a 10th time. And potentially carry out the daily range, or if price action closes back above the 21 exponential, we could potentially see some confluence, right? Confluence with continuation up to this region here at $30.68. But again, I'm not confident in that. I'm not confident in that at all. This price action, very, very, very boring right now. Some boring sideways price action, and it definitely could continue to play out that way for quite some time unless we get some kind of significant signal with momentum on the 21, either to the upside or to the downside, with breaks of RSI shooting to the upside, stochastic shooting to the upside. I need to see something before I'm confident with objectifying targets either to the upside or to the downside. So that's going to do it for Fubo, and I think that's going to wrap up the stream, guys. I don't know how this is going to save on YouTube. This might, split into two different videos just because I had a disconnection for an unknown reason. I do apologize. If you guys like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. And we'll be back at it again on Monday night, early Tuesday morning. Again, I always do my streams around 12:10 to 12:45. So expect me Monday night. That night I will be back with another live stream. It'll be interesting to see what price action is doing then, and how to mitigate my risk from that from that price action. And until next time, everybody. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. And until next time, stay safe, stay happy.